Hello, Virgo. It is Rebecca, Empathic Crow, and we are looking at the energy for April 2026. However, when this message meets you, it may be for you. They are timeless messages. So let's go ahead and get into this. It's been interesting so far. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini messages were very similar. Cancer and Leo have some aspects of it, but a little bit different. That's been pretty consistent. Doing these reads. So Virgo, let's see what's going on for you. I am going to ground really quickly. You can ground with me if you like. So I'm going to take a deep breath. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of green, like green, blue, and red. So that could be heart chakra, throat chakra, and root chakra, but we will see. What is the message for Virgo? Where are we starting for Virgo? All right, so this came out in somebody else's read. I can't remember who, but a little further on. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like Virgo, things may feel like they've been, I'm just seeing back and forth, back and forth. There's a phrase coming into my head and I can't clearly get it because there's several things coming through at the same time. Know something to stand on. Know something to stand on. I don't know. It's not coming through. Let's get some more cards to see where this energy is going. I remember the message that came through in the other reading, but this does not feel the same. It feels like this Two of Pentacles, like the infinity symbol and the Pentacles, is like holding onto it for dear life. Like I'm seeing a fidget spinner, and you know it has the washers in them, and some people, the washers have popped out, and it's like these pentacles, I'm seeing them as if this keeps spinning, and it's not spinning, but if this keeps spinning, one of them is going to fall out and I'm going to lose it. That's just the energy that's coming from this card, and then somebody's going to get it, but it just feels like it's not stable. 222 on the clock. What's not stable? What's going on with this energy, Virgo? And keep in mind, these are general reads. So you take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not every reading is going to be for everyone. But what's going on for Virgo? Why is Virgo in this energy? Four of Cups. So things in the past haven't, like they may have looked like one thing, but they didn't feel that way. Or they didn't turn out the way that you thought they were going to. And so now something new may be coming in, but you're hanging on to what you know. It may not even be what you want, but you're hanging on to it. And I feel like I'm feeling a suspicion of that cup. Like, what is this cup? Is it going to make it to where I'm juggling more things? Is it going to add another thing to my list? That's what I'm hearing, Virgo. But the light that's shining on the bottom of the cups, it looks almost like candles. Like there's still light in these, but there's a light emanating from this one. Are you afraid to let go of things? Are you afraid? And what is that stand on phrase? Something just not something to stand on. I don't know. It keeps coming up in my mind. I may have to pause and look it up at some point. I think I've got the tablet near me, but I don't know if the battery's charged. Knight of Swords. So with this Knight of Swords, it's like you're charging forward with the sword, but there are these birds and they're almost out of place, really. You've got the eastern bluebird, and then you've got this little yellow like finch. It's funny because yesterday, taking the dogs out in the evening, there was a little yellow finch, two of them. They were up in the tree that's starting to bloom right above us. It's one of those helicopter trees. Where I'm from, that's what we called the seeds. It had like a seed, has a seed, and then the little, almost like a wing, and you drop it. And I don't know why that's important. Maybe it's not, but the yellow finch was out there, and the eastern bluebirds, because we have a couple that build a nest for eggs right outside of it's on our porch, and they trust us enough for 2 or 3 years now. They've built a nest. Why is this important? Well, there we go. Because like putting the house, the bird house, right on our porch, literally right outside our door. We knew there was a possibility that these eastern bluebirds would not trust us enough to build a nest in there, and they did. And then they keep coming back. And so I feel like it's saying you don't have to, like with these cups, and there's still a light in them, like change can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. And it can create that new beginning, but you've got to trust. If you run into the situations with your horse and your sword all the time, then you may be missing out on some of these opportunities because you're so focused on things being a battle. And Eastern bluebirds, I believe they represent like harmony and peace. I'm not sure about the little yellow finches, but yellow is that solar plexus chakra, the calming your anxieties and increasing your confidence and things like that. So, and even though this card has this very dark color, like it has the white, but the colors are muted, but you have this green up here. So I feel like this is very similar to some of the others. It's like trusting yourself, trusting the nudges, not feeling like you have to come in to everything from that point of, I'm going to make sure that everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be right. Nothing's going to get me, because you can't prevent those things. You can only choose how you respond to it. That's how I'm feeling with this, which has been the energy of a lot of the readings so far. So I think it's just kind of the collective energy that we're in right now. Anything else for Virgo from the Crow Tarot? One more shuffle. No. I'm really feeling called to the Light Seers Tarot, so we will go to that and see if anything comes out from there. What else for Virgo? Oh gosh. I keep having these cards just shoot out, and it's a whole bunch of them. Seven of Cups, yeah. So like with that Four of Cups, there have been choices that you've had in the past and they haven't all worked out. So then it makes it harder, decision paralysis. It makes it harder to make a decision because it's like there's so many options. And yeah, maybe this option is being highlighted here, but what if it's not good? Because some of the things that I thought were going to be really good didn't turn out the way I wanted them to in the past. Virgo, did you have this cup last time? I can't remember. Maybe. And then you've got the Sun. So we go from the Seven of Cups to 19, which writes down to a 10 or a 1. Like we could even look at this as like the Fool. That new beginning, I'm hearing taking the journey, taking the step. What is coming through? Hold on. There's a song coming through. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. So this is the second like kid song, no, maybe third kid song that's come out today. You make me happy when skies are gray. This little yellow finch and the Sun card. So maybe that's a message from a loved one. Maybe that is just the song that's popping into my head to remind you that even if it's cloudy, the sun comes out and it can be beautiful. But we've got to focus our thoughts, shift our perspective. And that's been a huge theme across the board from Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo to you, is shifting that perspective, no matter what the overall way we got to that message was. Are you kidding me? 10 of Cups. I have only seen the card that was on top and things like that. So you've got that 7 of Cups where you're feeling really like, I don't know what to choose. And universe, God, source, angels, whatever is saying to you, but trust, there are new beginnings. And if you focus on these cups, not as something that you're just not sure, you're kind of pushing it to the side, you're having that decision paralysis, but as new opportunities, look at what you can have. It may not all be rainbows and sunshine, even though this is rainbows and sunshine, but there are new opportunities that are coming in. What do we got next? The Five of Wands. So again, this is about that perspective. You can see it as these people are, it looks like they're in a treacherous situation, but are they helping each other out? So what's your perspective on it? And notice that there's a light at the top of the tunnel, or whatever it is that they're in. So with this Five of Wands, it can feel like things are a struggle, but even if there is a struggle, it could be leading you to this Ten of Cups or the Sun. 20, Judgment. Notice how she's releasing like a past version of herself. So if there are judgments that you've had of yourself, or there's limiting beliefs, those negative thoughts, it's releasing that. And when I had seen the colors, when I had my eyes closed and I was taking that grounding breath, I said I was seeing like blues and greens. And notice that this right here is kind of a bluish green teal color in the blue. So it may even be that you need to speak about some of those things or write them down. I'm seeing a very like intentional release, like not just telling yourself in your mind, okay, I'm not going to think about that, but actually doing something. And notice that the arms in that release and the arms in the Sun card, it's the same. So you're leaning into the joy because you can release the things from the past. You're leaning into the joy because the past is keeping you stuck in that devil energy. 15, the Devil. Notice down at the bottom, like here's this person just agonizing, and the devil's like, oh, let me give you the option. So quick fixes aren't necessarily going to be the key. It's not that this Sun and 10 of Cups come incredibly easily. You do have to sometimes discern what is a choice that's going to be right for you, and sometimes those choices are not going to pan out the way that you think they are. But don't get stuck in that energy of nothing works out for me, 12:12 on the clock. It's focusing on the fact that, you know, switching it around, like gratitude has come out from the chakra oracle for a couple of signs. So it's switching it around and saying, I'm grateful to have all these choices. Even if some of them don't work out, I'm grateful to have the choices, because I know there have been times where I felt like I didn't have any choices and this is what I wanted. And so you're releasing those, you're changing that around. Let's see, Virgo, where are we going from here? I haven't used this deck in one of the readings so far, even though I pulled it out. This is the Spirit Junkie by Gabrielle Bernstein, but I'm feeling called to it. So what is a message for Virgo? What is a Spirit Junkie message for Virgo? That is a lot. The top one feels important. All right. Anything else? Because, okay. And that one jumped. So we'll go with those. I am in sync with the flow of life. Yeah. You help to create what you want. And it's not always going to be exactly how you thought it was. Sometimes it's giving up the need to control. And I feel like that's important. I am in sync with the flow of life. So being in sync with the flow means that you're not trying to control every aspect of it. Understanding that sometimes things happen, and whether you believe that things happen for a reason or whatever, whether they happen for a reason or not, your perspective dictates how you respond to that. So if you see it as, I always have burdens, you're going to look for the burdens and you may not see the opportunities, the growth, and things that can come from it. I am willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. So other people are also going to experience different things, but there's growth. And so sometimes those difficulties that you've been through may bring people into your life who understand you better. And then also those amazing qualities and traits that you have are bringing in people who are going to like light you up, is what I'm hearing. They're going to light you up, and they're going to be supportive of this 10 of Cups energy. And you may already have them with you, okay, going with the flow of life, but you may see it as, are they with me or are they against me? Like releasing the judgment. That feels very important. Sorry, my ear is itchy. It's probably allergies. feel like there's one more thing coming through for you, Virgo, and I'm trying to decide where we're going for that. I just keep hearing go with the flow, go with the flow. So I'm being told to put this card and this card and this card right here in the camera so that you can look at it and recognize that this, oops, overanalyzing everything, you're going to have to put that to the side sometimes because you're being called to stay in the flow. That's a big thing here. So we'll go to the Priestess of Light since light has been such a big thing here in your reading. So for Virgo, what's the final encouragement? We got 2 cards. Nope, that's not it. All right. I say that because those cards came out in another, it may be it. It may be it. So it was, actually, yes, it was part of it. I'm sorry. That was me putting it back because I was overthinking. And so this is in real time, me doing what I was telling you not to do. So we'll bring that out. It's just interesting that they came out. And they had already come out, maybe even in Leo's message right before you. Yeah, it was in Leo's message. So it's just interesting that they came out together again, but that's okay. So the first one was conflict and hostilities. I'm dropping it on the ground. There it is. Conflict, unrest. So it's not, again, I'm seeing this, where is it? The 5 of Wands card. Well, you may remember it, the 5 of Wands card, where if I said, you know, are people working with you or are they working against you? And even this, I am willing to see sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. So remembering not everything's a battle. Ooh, yeah. The Knight of Swords card. I said, we don't have to come in with the sword up, rushing in. And so you're being called to tame this down a bit. Okay. Tame that jaguar down a bit. Okay. We're going to tame the jaguar down a bit because, like I said, Sun, 10 of Cups, the harvest, the gathering of blessings. And that's 44, which breaks down to an 8, which is the strength card and the tarot. It's coming for you. It's not in a bad way. If you go with the flow, you're bringing in the blessings. You're releasing the judgments. You're bringing in the blessings is what I'm trying to say. And then the final card, 37, which breaks down to a 10, or some may see it as a 1, Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, and grace. Virgo, give yourself some grace. Allow yourself to give compassion to yourself. Give compassion to yourself for whatever feels like it hasn't gone right, hasn't gone well, whatever has you feeling like you have to be on guard. Allow yourself to soften a little bit. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to make the decisions that aren't always going to feel easy, but are going to bring you closer, 1818 on the clock, to what it is that you want. And call on whatever divine it is that feels supportive to you. But just know, I'm hearing you don't have to do it on your own, and you don't have to make the right decision every time. I'm hearing the sun will come out tomorrow, which was in another one of the readings. And then here comes the sun. So that sun message, here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right, da 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 da. So yeah, the sun's there. The sun is there, and part of it is just you being able to, I'm still hearing soften and see it and feel it. And I'm also getting this energy, even with those songs, of just being a little bit more playful. Virgo, let yourself be more playful. Let yourself lean into the flow, All right, Virgo, I hope this message was helpful. I have definitely enjoyed it. It has been an interesting journey for sure. And if you enjoyed it or anything resonated with you, please feel free to comment, let me know, like, share, subscribe. It helps the messages get to others and also helps to just contribute and build the community of those of us who are like-minded. And I feel like that's super important, especially helping to raise our vibration and consciousness of the decisions that we make and how they impact ourselves and others. If you'd like a personal read, you can always book. I do have links in my bio, and there are various services that I offer. But again, just allow yourself to release some of those things that may feel really heavy or that are keeping your head in a spin. Take care, Virgo. I hope to see you again in May.